How's it going, Minnesota Dirt? Today is Monday. We got a full shop today. TJ, Seth, my dad. Old 83 machine is in the garage. We got the body kind of stripped off it.
He's kind of rookie. I've been doing it for the last 15 years.
Found some problems with the left rear. I'm going to blame the problems I found on everything that happened Saturday.
Driver error.
It wasn't the driver, you know. Running out of talent, that's just...
Drop pants, step on.
Yeah, running out of talent is just not my vocab, so we're going to blame it on the bind I found in the left rear. That had to be it. So we're just getting some American racers mounted up.
Why are we doing that?
'Cause we're going USRA this weekend. 3-day show. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Doing a little rear end work, like I said. He's doing tires, and then probably, I don't know, probably tomorrow we'll probably start tearing down carburetor and intake and all that stuff. But that's pretty low on the priority list. Want to make sure everything else is done. But yeah, that's kind of the gist. Dismounting some junk. Put on some new. So we can start off this 3-day swing on the right positive note. Need to take off the massive spoiler. But then I also got to take off the deck in there to fix that. And the sail panel. But yeah,
That's just drill. You brought your drill, go to her.
I'm going to set you guys up on a time lapse because there's 4 people just doing random things. So you guys are just gonna watch 4 people do random things. Time lapse. Alright, well, you just watched a time lapse of a whole bunch of randomness going on there. Got a lot done though. 4 people? That's nice. Got the decking pulled off that needs to get hammered flat. Intake is off. So then we'll slap the aluminum intake right there. It's all cleaned up. So we'll slap that tomorrow. We'll slap that aluminum intake on there. We'll get the USRA legal distributor dropped in. And then the motor project be done. My dad, he rocked out 2 tires for me. So 4 left. Good start, good start. It's only Monday. But yeah, it was a good night. Good night. Oh man, the bugs are alive. It is officially summertime in Minnesota. But all right guys, that's gonna close out for tonight. We'll see y'all tomorrow after work. How's it going, guys? Today's Tuesday. TJ's in the shop. Pretty much picking up where we left off yesterday. Gonna set the camera up and we're gonna get the intake on. I don't think we're gonna do a time lapse this time. We're gonna do it live. So let me get you guys set up and we'll get that intake put on. Right now I'm doing a little RTV around the water jackets. Make sure those seal.
should think of a special video for it.
Think about doing a giveaway in 2000.
Ooh. We're not gonna let out what the giveaway will be until we hit 2,000 though.
Choo choo train. If you haven't figured out yet, I live like 2 blocks off of the train tracks. It's kind of annoying.
Is it against the rules putting an air horn in your car?
No, probably not. I don't think a lot of people like it, but you know what? Pay to play, right? I just smeared the back there. The back of No Man's Land. Let me take that. I'm going off the port. Bolt holes don't really matter as long as you get the bolt in. But you don't want the gasket hanging down quarter way into the port. That's what we care about. That should be more than enough there. Probably a little excessive to be honest, but that's okay. Alrighty. It's crazy how much lighter these aluminum ones are compared to the steel.
Big cast iron.
Yeah. Definitely good squish on the back. Well, it's a good to be honest.
It's oozing up front too.
Got to reach in there and clean up the distributor hole. Careful.
So why didn't you tighten your entire side up?
To make sure that the intake is flat and straight. So tighten up the middle, work your way out. So you don't put it in a weird funky bind. Are those tight?
Yes.
Hey, that's hot.
It's hot.
It means the battery's dead.
Can't reach it. Ladder's on the back.
Shouldn't be hot no more, TJ.
And that is why you disconnect your battery before you work on your house.
Nah. 12 volt VI. Don't go too crazy. Great deal. A little easier to get in there. me the water note, please. Should be a 7/8. Get down. You tighten up on that part. Well, it takes on. Put you on a time lapse and just gonna keep motoring here. See what I did there? Motoring.
Motoring, yeah.
Intake's done. All I gotta do now is time it, but I want to let that silicone dry before I fill it full of water and start it up. So we'll move on to putting the body back on. Well, probably have TJ put the body back on. Going to clean some stuff up in the left rear. So set up a time lapse and you guys can watch TJ. Hey guys, today's Thursday. It's been a long week already. Got all the tires grooved and prepped. Intake switched. Timed. Body patched back together. Fuel's done. Got all the parts in the trailer. One thing I have left is the race car and the air filter. Oh, and my receiver. Don't let me forget my receiver. That's charging. But yeah. Get loaded up and we'll head down to the creek. I don't know if you can see it. Probably gonna be too dark. Right there. Got the receiver mount installed. Don't have to worry about anything coming unplugged anymore. But put you on a time lapse of pulling the truck trailer out and getting the car loaded up. Let's get loaded and get to Deer Creek. How's it going, guys? We are officially at Deer Creek Speedway on a Thursday.
On a Thursday, yes.
Club going up on a Thursday. We're here pretty early. Got Josh Hanks next to us. I don't know who that is, but I'm gonna take a stroll through the pits here quick. Or I guess I can roll with you. We gotta go see my buddy Chase. Yeah, pop the doors off. It's sunny and 80. Take the top off. Oh. Holy moly, it must be a two-handed job here. And a lot of wiggling. Holy moly. There it goes. Woo. When's the last time you greased them things?
Never?
Never. Right there. Maintenance. Once again, we're back on the topic of maintenance.
I don't have time for maintenance. We're doing all maintenance in the car.
Better grab my body armor. I picked up body armors instead of tees this time.
Oh, good thinking.
Yeah, after last Saturday. That next day, I think I drank like 6 big Gatorades and I just could not quench my thirst. And I was sunburned so bad. So now, getting ahead of the game on my my hydration. Brandon Hare. Lily Wraps. USMTS for all. This is where all the cool kids are. Jake Tim. Tyler Wolf. Blaze. Vanderbeek. Terry Phillips. Mullins. Dan Ebert. Derek Fuqua. Ira Jr. There he is, Ramirez. Todd Staley himself. Where's my peeps? TBJ. Chisholms. Oh, see that lady in the green car? Just park right here next to that the booth. Cool crowd. And then we have the Holland family. Y'all made it! How's the Holland family today?
Holland family's great. How's the Steinberg family?
She's making a hook.
She's making a hook?
With the right fishing pole.
Fishing pole? You guys go fish in the creek? Yeah, gonna try at least? Well, Chase, Minnesota Dirt had a milestone last night.
What'd you hit?
2,000 subscribers.
Man, that's awesome.
I never thought the day would come. We hovered in like between like the 1980 range and like the 1990 range for, I swear, like 3 months.
Yeah.
Just got hung up right there, and finally we did one good push and
Well, that's awesome.
we hit our 2,000. What are you up to now? Like 2 million?
No.
Million and a half?
26.
26. Oh, I saw Minnesota Dirt. We're catching them. We're catching them.
yeah.
We're catching them.
Remember when you used to look at Hunt the Front like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, now look at you. Now you're the big dog and I'm the little dog.
No,
And
no, no. We
No,
still
we're-
look.
no,
We
we're
still look.
close.
Still look.
all right, well maybe one day I can have that many.
You'll have that by the end of the year.
By the end of the year, not a chance.
Racing season just started for you.
Yeah, but I need results, and people like results.
That's not true.
I don't know if you saw us last weekend, but it wasn't a good one. But what else is new?
Just a hauler.
Minus the massive big time hauler.
And just
Where'd you have to go to get that thing?
Louisiana. It was close to home.
Oh, that's convenient. Well, I'm glad you guys are here.
We're glad to be here. Where's the Weirs trailer?
The Weirs van is actually parked right there. You're probably gonna be the next stop.
Okay,
'Cause
good.
it's plumb full of stuff
Really?
for everybody and everybody.
I figured we'd be the only ones that need it for it.
No, unfortunately not. You're not the only one that wrecks stuff.
That's surprising.
Where's your dad?
Inside the motorhome.
Okay, well,
It's just over there. You
that's
can
good.
Go in.
because after the weekend I had last weekend, we're gonna eat some more CHC here. So we're gonna have to come over here and pull out my scale sheets and see where I'm going wrong.
Heard that.
Rock, so we have numbers on our wristband. I and Chase had 46. Rocky had 45.
Oh, Rocky just had to snag that one, huh?
And I had. Where is it?
Pressure builds.
I don't see your
The
number.
suspense is killing me.
It was
Oh, there it is. She wrote over at 43.
43.
No, I think no. It was, Dad had 37.
How was the track last night?
It was good. Dave Robert out there.
Yeah, I kind of saw that on the lap times. Because there were a handful of B mods
There he
that
is.
were like a half a second off the fastest times.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that
There
track
he is.
car.
There's my name.
There he is, the man of the hour.
What's up?
We had a huge milestone last night.
What we do?
We hit 2,000 subscribers.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir.
About time.
Yeah.
We hung around the 1980, 1990 range. It felt like for 6 months. And
Maybe it'll take off.
finally, we made a push and we got it.
Good. Good.
Satisfied with last night? What are we thinking?
Yeah, I think so.
We're close. Closer than we were. It's getting back there.
Yeah. Alright, we're getting kicked out of the pits. They want their money. Brandon Davis, 50 to the third. Yes, here we go. Here we go. Couldn't ask for a nicer day. Beautiful, beautiful. It's beautiful. Alright, let me hop out, get the checkbook. Alright guys, made my rounds, talked with people we need to talk to. Tire pressure is set, car is ready to rock. They've been screaming at us to go to the pit meeting, so we'll start yondering on that way. See what information they have for all of us today. Well, here we go. Let's see what they say.
8 races, and we'll bring you out on the racetrack. Line you come all the way around, go across the line. We'll bring you in turn 1 into the infield. Try to be in your order that you're on the sheet, and that's how we'll bring you into the infield, and then we'll bring out half the cars each time. After you take the checkered flag,
They just said the first 12 B mods to get into staging.
kid just can't catch a break. Just cannot catch a break. Oh, my goodness. What happened? What happened?
I think it blew up.
No. Well, like Jamie would say, it don't look blowed up. What'd it do?
Started sounding like a John Deere tractor and dumped oil pressure.
You got oil pressure? You got oil pressure? Maybe check your floats? I'm gonna load it up on you or something? You want to just check floats first?
On a red. Yeah, it's not float.
You sure?
Yeah.
Little header gasket?
Almost appears that way.
Where's your gloves? Oh, blew a rocker right there. Blew the shaft right through it.
Yep, right there. Both of them. There you go. There's my sound.
That'll definitely do it.
Both of them.
Alright, well, let's yank her apart.
Alright, found the culprit.
Well, let's hope we didn't do it on the other side. Pull the other side off too, TJ. Your socket's right underneath her foot. Billy will start fixing this side and you pull the other side off. So, we run Wasoda. So, Wasoda, you can't run fancy rockers. And, so we got to run these stamped steel junk rockers. If we were running pure USRA rules, we could run a much better rocker. And you know, you run cheap rockers with good push rods, and this kind of stuff happens. It literally will push the push rod right through the rocker, through that oiling hole. It's already a weak spot in the lifter to begin with, that oiling hole. So it's a stamped rocker. So it's already a weak spot in the lifter, or in the rocker. So, and then usually once one breaks, then the other one will break. So, well, that's a good sign. Well, hopefully I think we should have everything to fix it. We'll get her back going again. Well, got an update. Oh, you got it. So, this is what happens. It blasts right through the oiling hole. That's already a weak spot in these stamped rockers, is that oiling hole. And then it pushes the push rod. So we're using really good push rods because the rule says you're allowed to use any push rod you want. So we're using really good comp cam, really nice hard push rods. And it just blasts right through these cheap rockers. If we use stock push rods, it probably wouldn't have done that. It would have just bent the push rod. But then you'd still have all kinds of problems. So it's, you know, it's like the weakest link type of deal. But luckily we had lots of rockers, and Billy was able to pry the push rods out of this thing. And situation, we were a little nervous there. He thought he blew it up, but
Start bucking like a John Deere tractor, and oil pressure went down to 30, and they're all at the same time.
Well,
And I got nervous.
when you lose an entire cylinder, it usually ain't happy because it broke. What was that, 4? So it broke
Yeah.
both. It broke both of
Exhaust
them on.
and intake.
It broke both on 4, exhaust and intake, which is usually pretty common. I mean, usually when one blows, then it over pressurizes that cylinder, and then it puts more pressure on the valve, and then the weakest link again in this deal is these rockers. And if we were running regular USRA rules, we'd be able to run a much more better rocker. It actually could be a aftermarket rocker with roller tip and all that fun stuff. But because of the WSOTA rules that this motor is built for, other than the intake, Billy switched the intake. I'm sure you saw that in the other video. He switches the intake for USRA, get a couple more horsepower out of it. But because of our USR or WSOTA rules, we got to run these stamped ones. So hopefully that was our demon for tonight, huh? So all right, we'll check back in later. After the heat race, Billy's heat 3. I'm not sure where he's starting. 3rd row, I think. So he didn't draw real well. 3rd or 4th row. Didn't draw real well. And we got the rockers fixed. Had some fans come by and say hello. You guys enjoy the channel. That was kind of fun. And then I guess it's official. We now have hit over 2,000 subscribers. So thank you all for helping us out with that. And hopefully we'll get you some good content for tonight and this weekend. And hopefully it'll start right now. So right now we're going out for heat races. And there's 45, I think, USRA B-mods here. So big crowd, a lot of tough competition, and we'll just do the best we can. We'll check in with you later.
Row number 4 is 83. That is Billy Stiper from Minnesota. And 1Z is Zach Davis from Lonsdale. Rounding out the field in that 43, that is Zach from Winona. Gable in that 24. Fire hydrant green review caution lights are out. It is Hale and Kennedy coming to the test circle.
USMTS deals, we got to draw better.
For number 3, the 42
That was pretty lame. Everybody just pretty much finished where they started. I don't think there was really any passing at all. Really tried to make a move there. Started getting a little aggressive, but you know, it was just, there wasn't nothing there. Nowhere to go. So sounds like the car made the whole trip. Sounds like all the rockers stayed on it. Hopefully we learned something, make a few adjustments, and make it better. You know, what more do you want? You know, it's pretty competitive deal we got here. So, pretty competitive deal we got going here with these B mods. You know, nowadays you got people, you know, buying brand new chassis, $30,000, $40,000 chassis to race B mods. You know, brand new concept, open motors. You know, $12,000, $15,000 motors. So the B mods around here aren't what you would consider a starter class. So, not making excuses, but pretty competitive. But we'll see what he has to say. But all in all, you know, I thought it was fine. Car looked okay. Looks like he might have fixed his tight end, but I'm sure there's always somewhere else we can make it better. Well, what's the problem? Looks like you're falling asleep. Tired. Oh, now he's tired. Well, maybe you should have took a nap. That was probably the lamest heat race I've ever watched in my life.
One lane.
One lane. How do they get nobody? How do they get anybody past anybody?
I was trying, but I kept running.
I know, you were all over that guy.
Him over.
The only thing you could have done next was nerf him in the bumper and push him out of the way. But
then if I try to like early apex it, and then when I pick up
you got a great run on him that one lap.
when I try to early apex it and pick the throttle up early, it'd want to shove the right front. It'd want to take up a push.
Keep doing it. So, did it feel better?
Hey, best heat race of the season.
Yeah, it's true. Best heat race of the season.
No, car felt pretty good, honestly.
Okay. Run all right?
Yeah, ran great.
How do tires feel? How are we feeling for? Feathered pretty good. For the record, I hate American racers. They're pretty even, honestly.
Right here a little hot.
I hate American racers. Give me a Hoosier any day.
Just the rears,
How do you like that different right front shock compared to that tie down?
And like, yeah. I wonder how bad it would have shoved the nose beforehand.
Think it would have made it worse or better?
I think it would have made it worse. Because it couldn't weight transfer back, you know?
So what he's talking about is we used to always run, a lot of guys do, you know, you run tie down shocks and big split valves, and we used to have a really aggressive tie down on the right front, and you know, but then it was always free going in, and so we were thinking that we're free in because we're not transferring weight to the right rear, or left rear, I'm sorry. So right now we have this is an old school, this is like first generation QA1 26 series gas. So it's a 51 series body, but then it's got a little screw on, hyper screw on there for the gas. So, but it's a straight 4 valve, nothing fancy, just a straight 4. Trying to get the car to, you know, just try to kind of turn it into a rocking horse and see if we can get it to transfer weight a little better. Big shout out to Plainview Napa Auto and Truck Parts. They're a new sponsor. They've been sponsoring us with oil and filters. So now we're running Schaefer's oil and Wix filters and Wix air filters and oil filters. So thank you very much to Plainview Napa, and we really appreciate them. So I know a lot of you guys out there don't live in Plainview and
can't, you know, shop at Plainview Napa. But what you can do is you can call them at that phone number right there. 507-534-2755 and say, thanks for sponsoring Billy the Kid. And they'd appreciate that, just knowing that they're appreciated on the race car. We got a meeting of the minds over here. Not sure what they're talking about, but it looks awful darn serious. But anyhow, keep moving on. We got a heat race winner right there, Connor Kennedy. Good job with you guys.
Thank you very much. Look good out there.
Well, I don't know. I think the track's terrible. Everybody pretty much started where they left, finished where they started.
A little bit of the follow the leader going on.
Yeah, it was
there.
tough. It was tough.
Kind of bottom lane.
But hey, got to draw better.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get a little tire work done. Andrew Eichens is here. TJ's here. So I get to just stand around, drink beer, and play with the phone.
Hey, nobody said I couldn't drink beer either, right?
That's true. All right, go get them, boys.
Boy, Hunter, go get it.
So we got Hunter here starting on the pole.
You're on pole.
Good luck, Hunter.
Thank you.
Go get him. If you guys watch the channel, we've been in victory lane with Hunter before, so we like to steal his thunder. Billy's not so lucky. I think he's starting 14th. So that's better than 23rd that we started Saturday night. Yeah. So you're almost 10 spots ahead of where you started Saturday night.
If we can pass as many cars.
If you can pass as many cars, that's right. There you go,
last
TJ.
weekend.
If you could pass as many cars, you'd be like second or third. So let's see. They get tougher as you go forward, though.
Survival.
I don't know. They watered her.
Good.
Hopefully it ain't slimy now.
It will be. But I'm getting ready for the lap one, turn one.
Melee?
Yeah.
You on the bottom or the top?
Top. No, I'm in the bottom.
You're on the bottom.
So make sure you get a good shot of the front nose because it might be gone after this.
I hope your photo guy got pictures.
I got more Napa stickers.
No, we haven't got driver cards yet, though. We want to make sure that hopefully he got some pictures last Saturday. So we still got some for the pretty car.
Hopefully you got some without the old tire mark on her, eh?
No, we got no tire marks yet. Oh, look at there.
This is part of the dirt cooler.
How in the world? You gotta have nothing nice. So, all right. Well, go get them. Have fun. Be safe. All right, here we go.
We might need to put a shroud on that thing. It's a pretty cool night. What happened? What do you mean what happened?
Why'd you give up them 2 spots at the end?
Because the last 3 laps, Engage was hitting 240 and flashing red at me, and I was debating and contemplating if I should just pull
Oh,
in
so
or
it got
not.
hot while you were racing?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. We got to fix
like
that.
14 to go. I saw it hit to 220. I'm like, stop. And then it started to creep on 240 at the end there. So I'm like, I'm watching my gauge just freaking out.
How was the car?
Pretty good, actually.
Man, you had that one dude finally pass that was giving you a hard time, and then you had Parker Hale pretty beat, and then,
Yeah, he just crowded
or not
him.
Parker, Jackson.
Yeah, that last time he slapped it in there, he knew that I was going to pick up a little bit of a push because I was starting to get a little tight off. Well, I was getting tight middle. And he put me in a position where either I lift or I was going to door him.
Yeah.
Chad! He ran away. But no, it was pretty good actually.
Your restarts were good. So you did most all your passing on the restarts.
Car was pretty decent. I wish the top would have been a little bit more there.
Yeah. You look good up there.
The car felt awesome up there.
Wasn't
It
fast.
just wasn't fast.
But both the guys that got around you on the top. But
A lane off the bottom. Not like how I
well, it
was.
still was above you. Yeah, shoot.
Hey, it's a hell of a lot better result than last week so far, so I'm
Well,
happy.
yeah. If you wouldn't have gave up those last 2 spots, I think you would have had an awesome night. But you know me, I'm never satisfied.
No, I think we did a good direction on the car.
Good.
It looked great.
Yeah, the car, it looked good.
You came in on your entry and went a little higher, and it looked like you were getting through the corner pretty
I
good.
was. But then I started seeing noses sticking up underneath me, and just like last week, seems like if you leave that door open, guys are gonna fill it. They don't care.
Hey, you're definitely pulling them though.
So then I
Yeah, your exit, you're coming off the corner better than most, but you're not getting in the corner as good as most.
yeah, I think we need to free it up some more on entry.
Yeah, you're definitely not getting in. That's where they're catching you. They're catching you on entry, but then you pull them on exit.
Yeah, because I had a two-step at pretty much every corner. Especially towards the end there, but like for that like middle of the race where I was kind of like no one around me and I could really arc it in, the car was awesome, and I could roll on I could keep on the throttle and just roll in the brake a little bit. But then as soon as I'm around traffic, you kind of you can't really take up that perfect cute line. Then she's a little angry.
Yeah, when you were all alone, it looked really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Pumpkin was running a hell of an interesting line, driving it right up to
And
the
then,
corner.
but there was, I definitely did back out of the throttle when Lonergan almost dumped Cruz.
Yeah, there was some air underneath those tires.
Cruz was pissed, and I clearly saw that, and I didn't want nothing to do with that.
Yeah. I seen that, and I'm like, oh,
Did
fuck,
he win?
hopefully he's seen him.
Second, Upton won.
Upton?
But he was running like when you won here that last time. Just bring it up to the wall, bringing it way up to the flag stand, up against the wall, arcing it around the bottom.
About the middle of the race, when I was able to do that, the
Yeah.
car was freaking awesome.
Yeah, when he was out front like that, he had the whole
Yeah.
track to himself. He was
Yeah.
able to bring it way up by the flag stand, arc it back down in. You know, when he wasn't, you weren't pinched down.
Yeah.
When he was able, once he was able to arc it, then we were able to keep the momentum going. Well, we got to figure something out about this overheating.
I'll take it to the campground tomorrow and wash the radiator out real good.
You think that's all it is?
First time I've ever gotten motor hot, ever. But I was pretty much wide
You got any
open.
old fan shrouds at your house? You coming out?
Actually.
You coming out tomorrow?
I can't.
Pounding on my rear bumper, crushed in my quarter panel. What the hell, Kobe?
I did?
Yeah.
Not actually. No, dude.
I wasn't even the same time zone as you,
I
bud.
wouldn't have even known. Dude. Last like 6 laps with like 6.
I ran out of tear-offs.
No, like 6 to go. My contacts blew all.
Oh, really?
Dude, and I couldn't see your face right now.
I was
without them.
I was
And
out
I was just looking for blobs of color, and I'm like, I almost almost should pull in. This is dangerous. But
I was out of tear outs by lap 4. I put 5 on thinking that I was good, but those were all gone. Where'd you finish?
that was fun. I think still third, but honestly, I couldn't even see the leaderboard because I got no vision. So got some in now, so now I can at least go tack or see who's in tack. I don't know. Couldn't see.
You're not with the car?
No.
Ah, the old
I
man.
had to get my contact.
Oh, well, good job, buddy. For y'all who don't know, I work with Kobe. He works for Weir's Machine as well, so.
So at least had some representation out here tonight.
We went forward. I'm happy. We got 2 more days of this. The car got a lot better tonight by itself, so. And that's the big reason why I wanted to race this race, is because I always feel like my car is always the best right after the Jamboree. You know, when you got 3 days of back to back to back and everything is fresh in your brain, I feel like you gain so much. But, you know, so like what we're gonna learn in these next 3 days, if we didn't race this weekend, would have cost us 3 more weekends. You know, but you know, there's things I can do to this car right now to make it a lot better. But those changes are only legal for USRA, not legal for WSOTA. And so I'm more at it this weekend and getting the car set up better so I can pull some Hoosiers on it and win races next weekend. Not get the car awesome and then, okay, take all those changes back out now.
Put some better tires on next time.
Yeah, buddy. At least bigger ones. Never hit the frame once.
That's a problem.
I'm more looking at
And I even raised a J-bar.
Yeah.
these.
Take rounds out of the left front, take rounds out of the right rear. Get it to load that right front
I don't really
more.
want to take rounds out of the right rear.
You need to load the right front.
But the attitude of the car is good.
Not if it's not hitting. Not if it's not getting low enough to
A
bump
lot
the
of the
frame.
people I talk to, they say that's how they set, because I asked you, like, how do you set your right rear load? You go off your scale numbers now, or how do you do it? And they said, we just watch the attitude of the car. If the car is not trying to carry the left front a little bit off the corner, then we start pulling rounds out.
Definitely not pulling the left front off the ground.
The heat race it did.
That's
Okay,
because it was
there's a
heavy.
difference. There's a difference between carrying the left front
Right.
and pulling the left
I
front.
get it. I would take more rounds out of left front
Yeah,
and the right rear.
I don't think the right rear should be messed with.
Yeah.
We don't want the tire 2 foot off the ground, but it was definitely bobbling it.
All right, whatever. Just telling you what I think. Take it for what it's worth. You need to load the right front and the left rear more. Got to give you a little bit more drive off. Help you turn in.
Yeah, middle is still definitely my problem. Need some more stagger.
Rounds out of the right rear.
I need a little more stagger.
Get the hook. So all right, well, good job. Car's in one piece.
Yeah.
Only one owie.
Where are we going now?
No, somebody. One of your friends didn't want to wait for you.
I got a good idea who that was. Was it a white car?
I don't know. It was a lot worse, but Andrew kind of fixed it.
There's late paint on it.
That'll close out this video. I have no idea where I finished. I know we went forward. How much forward? No idea. But good progress for night 1. Really excited to see what we look like after night 3. So, hey, thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. And we'll see you tomorrow on night 2.